All right, Jeremiah, we'll get right to it. CL Brown, go ahead.
Jeremiah, what to you was the difference with how you guys were able to basically shut Pitt down in the second half and able to climb back in the game with those stops you guys were making?
I think it was really just getting into one of our base calls that we could really run well and that everybody was on the same page with. And then on third down, trying to get exotic with it. And then I think that's what really equaled us up to shutting them out in the third and fourth quarter. I mean, our D-line was getting after it in the third and fourth quarter, and usually you see him rolling out of there making throws like he was in the first half, but in the second half we were able to get home and get off the field on third down a lot better than we did in the first half.
Did you feel like you guys had them kind of backpedaling at that point, like all the momentum was in your favor and you guys are going to win it in regulation?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the guys, being with the guys on this team, playing ball with them for so long, like being down 17-0 in the first quarter. I mean, nobody bats an eye. I mean, guys are ready to continue to fight, and I think, I mean, you saw that with our guys. I mean, fight to the very end.
Gregory Hall, go ahead.
Jeremiah, can you take us through that interception? I mean, bouncing off two guys' hands and putting you guys in a position to either tie or take the lead there at the end.
Yeah, at first I thought it was going to be like a little boot play action play, and I was rolling to turn around to see if there was an over route coming from the field. Instead, it was like a little slip screen, and I just saw the ball would get batted up in the air 2 times, and I was bobbling a little bit in my hands. I was thinking about running with it, but I was like, let me just go ahead and catch this and secure the interception.
And before that interception, as Pitt was coming out and you guys were still trailing, what was the message to the defense as you guys had been getting those stops?
Just continue to do what we're doing and get off the field on third down, give the ball back to our offense and get them in score position so we can cut the score down and hopefully push it to a win or get it into overtime like we did. And I think we did a great job in the second half. I mean, even the guys who are rotating off the bench coming in, Jalil Taylor coming in, who hasn't really played too much in prior weeks, played a lot more in this game than he usually has, and KJ Hester, Ray playing a great game. I just think the D front just did a great job, and then the secondary in the second half being able to plaster like they did. I think in the first half they found out, like, once the plays started breaking down, like once the play broke down, the receivers got out of the route, they just decided just to run straight to the sideline, because that's usually where Pickett would run. I mean, once he flushed out the pocket, you go straight to the sideline. So the receivers run to the sideline, and I think the DBs and everybody figured that out in the second half. We were able to plaster them longer, and that's when we were able to get some sacks on them.
Andrew Jones.
Jeremiah, and they moved the ball some in the second quarter, but they didn't come away with points a couple of times, and you guys were able to kind of get out the field. Did you kind of just start getting your momentum going defensively in that second quarter and were able to carry that over?
I believe we did, because that's when we started. It was like, I think it was the second to last drive before we were going to halftime. That's when we started talking with the DBs, and because the pass rush was getting there, like we were getting them out of the pocket and we were on them, but it was just those outbreaking routes to the sidelines that when broken plays got down, they were getting third downs on. And I think once we started talking about that just led into the second half, and we were able to produce a lot more not 3 and outs, but getting off the field on third down. I felt like that was the problem really in the first quarter and a little bit in the second half, was just being able to get off the field on third down when we get them in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, get off the field. And then I think we hurt ourselves a couple of times in the first half, having some penalties on third down when we could have gotten off the field.
When an offense is rolling, it gets into a rhythm. Defensively, could you say that you guys kind of got into a defensive rhythm of sorts tonight at some point?
I would say so. I mean, we came to the sidelines. We pretty much looked each other in the eye, defensive line, secondary linebackers, that like, hey, like, we need to get the ball back to the offense. Like if they're not playing well right now, we don't need to be on the field longer, making them colder. We need to let the offense like somewhat get in the rhythm, because I felt like both of us kind of were out of sorts in the first quarter, like offensively and defensively. I think we're both out of sorts. So we come to the signs like, okay, let's we need to get a 3 and out. We need to get a stop so we can get the ball back to our offense, so the offense can start to get into a rhythm of the game. And I think that's when you started to see us play together more as a team, and in the second half when we were starting to get off the field a lot more.
Thank you.
Adam Smith, go ahead.
Jeremiah, do you leave out of here feeling like this was a missed opportunity? I mean, Mac when he talked to us, he's dripping wet, and he sounded pretty disappointed. I mean, do you feel like as many things as that went wrong at the start, you might have should have been able to get out of here with a win?
I mean, I look at any loss as honestly a missed opportunity. And then, and I thought it was a great call. I actually just kicked the ball when we were down near the goal line. I mean, the defense had been playing so great in the second half. Like, why would you not kick it and go into overtime with our defense playing so good in the second half? So I thought it was the right call. Yeah, I obviously think it's a missed opportunity. I think any loss is really a missed opportunity at the end of the day. But I think we played the game right. We thought we played it the smart way, especially how the defense was playing in the second half. So yeah, I think it was a missed opportunity.
Were guys still talking about that afterward, like kick it or not kick it, go for it or not go for it?
Honestly, nobody was talking about Coach Mack's decision. We were talking about like some of the things we could have did correctly, like jumping off sides, easy, try to come up and try to put the blame on him. But there's so many things that happen through the course of the game. Like it's we lose and win as a team. I mean, defensively, we could have gotten off the field plenty of times, like I said, and we had penalties and we didn't get off the field. So you could have blamed that on us. I mean, there's so many things that go into a course of the game. You can't just blame it on one person or one side of the ball. I think we just lost as a team. We win and lose as a team.
Thank you, man.
Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Hey, Jeremiah, this was a must win for this team to stay in the Coastal Division race. You mentioned the offense and the defense kind of being out of sorts early. What do you think that was for such a big game?
Well, first of all, I think we're really playing a good Pitt football team. Last time I checked, I think Pitt was like one of the top 5 or 6 teams in the nation in scoring offense. I believe they've had like over 40 points per game this season. And then I think their defense led in sacks in the ACC this season. And I think last year they actually led the country, or they were top 3 or 4 or 5 in the country in sacks. So, I mean, we were facing a great Pitt football team. It came with they actually did a couple of things different that we didn't think they would, make some adjustments to in such a short week period. We both played on Saturday last week, and it's a quick turnaround to come play back on Thursday. And they threw some crinkles in the first and second quarter, but once we got those adjustments made in the second half, I mean, we showed that the football we could have played. And I mean, give it out to Pitt. I mean, Pitt's a great football team. They showed it over the course of the year.
So you don't mean that the team wasn't ready to play. You just mean that kind of hits early.
I thought we had a great week of practice, and then I can definitely speak from the defensive side of the ball. Like the little nuggets we learned in 3 to 4 days it was like we game planned for 2 weeks with all the nuggets that we had on Pitt, their left tackle stance, whether it's pass or run, their splits, whether it's pass or run. I mean, everybody was clued in, and I think we were definitely ready to play the game this weekend. I mean, you could see that in the second half. I mean, we knew the tendencies they had. We just had wrinkles that they put in.
Great, thank you.
Our last one for Jeremiah will come from Michael Coe.
Hey, Jeremiah. So that rain that came down there at the end, have you, in your years of playing football, have you ever seen it rain that hard in a game? Because it looked like it was pouring on TV.
Oh yeah, it was definitely pouring out there, but yeah, I've played in games like that, but not in my collegiate career. Definitely played in high school games where it's pouring down rain like that, and down in South Georgia. But in my collegiate career, no, I've never really played in a rainy game like that. And then we're in the Windy City up here. I mean, the wind's blowing, so the rain's blowing every which way. So yeah, I've never really played in a game with rain coming down that hard, especially with the wind.
Thank you.
All right, Jeremiah, thanks for a few minutes. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. See you.